Welcome to today's deep dive. Usually, life advice comes from some guru with, a 10-step morning routine or a perfectly engineered roadmap to happiness. But today, we're looking at a source forged in absolute tragedy.
Yeah, we're talking about the 37,595 days lived by a 103-year-old woman named Dorothy.
Right, which is just a staggering number of days when you say it out loud.
It really is. And it provides this stark, profound lesson on time and presence. So our mission today is to unpack her hard-earned wisdom so you don't have to wait 7 decades to figure it out for yourself.
Okay, let's unpack this because her story starts with a really devastating anchor point. It's October 14th, 1955.
Right.
Dorothy is just 33 years old. Her husband, Robert, who's a steel mill worker, heads out for his shift, says, see you tonight, and then never comes home.
Just a sudden, tragic workplace accident.
Exactly. And she realizes in an instant that sudden death just takes all your unsaid words with it. They're just gone.
And sitting alone at her kitchen table that very night, she makes this ironclad 3-part vow to herself. She promises to live with intention, to love openly, and to never, ever postpone joy.
Wait, hang on though, because I'm looking at her story and she makes this vow in the middle of unimaginable grief, but then she admits she broke that promise.
Yeah, she did.
How do you just forget a trauma like that and slip back into ignoring the present? That seems impossible to me.
Well, what's fascinating here is that broken promise is the real tragedy she identifies. The true loss isn't just that our time is limited, right? It's our built-in tendency to forget that it's limited.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, from a survival standpoint, the human brain is actually wired for habituation. It turns everything, even the aftermath of profound grief, into everyday background noise just to conserve mental energy.
So it's almost a defense mechanism.
Exactly. So as she remarried, worked, and raised her boys, she naturally just slipped right back into autopilot.
That is terrifying, honestly. It's like highway hypnosis. You know when you're driving a familiar commute and you pull into the driveway with zero memory of the last 5 miles?
Yes, exactly that feeling.
Except she's saying we do this with decades of our lives. We just completely zone out at the wheel of our own existence.
And because Dorothy lived for over a century, her autopilot was violently interrupted over and over again. Over the next 70 years, she outlived 2 of her children.
Oh my God.
Yeah, including her son William, to cancer. She lost her second husband, Charles, to a heart attack after 42 years together.
Wow.
She lost her third husband, Frank. She literally outlived every single person she knew before she turned 40.
You would think that outliving everyone you know would make you cherish every single grand milestone.
You'd think so, yeah.
But her biggest regrets aren't even about the major life events, right? Looking back at her 42 years with Charles, her deepest regret was choosing mundane chores over moments of connection.
Yeah, she calls it the quiet poison of distraction. It's being in the same room with someone, but letting your brain run through a to-do list instead of actually being present with them.
Right.
And this directly challenges the excuses we all make. How often do you tell yourself you're just getting through a busy period and you'll focus on your relationships later?
Oh, I'm definitely guilty of that. Just let me get through this week, then I'll call my mom.
We all do it.
Yeah.
But Dorothy warns that a busy period can easily last 20 years. By the time it clears up, the person you wanted to connect with might be gone.
That is a harsh reality check.
It really is. It's not a time management issue, it's a value management issue. The time exists, but we trade it for things that just don't matter. Later simply never comes.
So what does this all mean? How do we actually fix this if our brains are literally hardwired to check out?
She gives us what she calls a real job. It's a simple 2-step loop. Step 1, remember your time is finite. Step 2, when you inevitably drift back into autopilot, because your brain will always try to habituate, you just persistently return to the present. You don't have to be perfect, but you have to be persistent.
Basically, her ultimate command is to just stop sleepwalking through your own life. 37,595 days, and that's the core truth she walked away with.
Absolutely.
So think back to that kitchen table in 1955. If sudden loss really does take all your unsaid words with it, what specific conversation or connection are you currently trusting to a later that might not exist?